Hey guys, and welcome to another exciting coding challenge. Today we are going to learn about super cool way to make your computer smart and make decisions. We will learn about if, else and elif statements, also known as conditional statements. Suppose you have a soccer practice today, but if it's raining, the practice will be cancelled. So you can make a statement saying, if it's sunny today, I will have a soccer practice. Else, if it's rainy today, the practice would be cancelled and I will stay home. So we are checking to see a condition of the weather. And based on the answer, we will do one of the two things. Either go to the practice or stay home. So now let's see how it would be written in a Python code. First of all, we need to log into the Trinket and create a new empty Python document. Name it challenge 2 and save. And now we are ready to start coding. The first thing, we need to check conditions of weather. So we type weather equals input, round brackets, quotes. And we will check what's the weather like today. We will ask the user to enter the weather. Depends on the weather, it could go in one of a few directions. Next, we add our if-else statement. If weather equals if the user entered sunny, colon. Make sure you use double equals. Double equals means a comparison operator. So it's not a single equals, it's double equals. If it's used in the if and else statements, it always double equals. Then, after if and else statement, we use colon. Colon equals two dots. After the colon, we click enter, and our code automatically should be shifted. It means indented. So we need to start our code from here. It means it will belongs to this if statement. It will be shifted. Now, if the weather is sunny, we will print a message. Print. And if it's sunny, the soccer will be on. Soccer is on. Okay, once again, when we create the if, else or else if statement, we start with an if condition, then we have a condition. We're checking if whatever the user entered is equals to what we expect. In our case is sunny. Then we use colon, and the next part of our code is shifted. It means it will belong to this if statement. It's very important, don't miss it out. Now let's hit run it. And we see the question. Now we enter sunny. Hit enter, and what we see, our first condition was true because we've entered sunny, and we can see this print statement. Soccer is on. But now, what if we enter rainy here? Hit enter. Nothing happens because this particular condition was false. Rainy doesn't equal to sunny. So this condition is false. It means this piece of code won't be executed. We need to extend our program to add else condition. We need to add it on the same level with if. So now our code is not shifted. We should go back to the same level with if and add else statement. After else, we also use colon, two dots, and now our code should be shifted. It means it belongs to the else condition. So if the weather is not sunny, we will print a different message. Let's say stay home. If it's not sunny, you stay home. We run it, and I say rainy. Click enter. Now it is checking the first condition, and it false. It will go to the else condition and check the else condition. That's why we can see stay home. You can check more than one condition. To check the more than one condition, you add else if statement, or if it's shortened, it's L if. If, else if. So let's say if it's sunny, we will print soccer is on. But what if it's raining? If weather equals, don't forget the double equals rainy. If it's rainy, I add colon and click enter. It will be shifted. So now I print a different message. If it's rainy, soccer is cancelled. Soccer is cancelled. And if I enter anything else, you will stay home. Now run it. And I say rainy. Okay, how it executes? First it checks the first statement, and it's not sunny, that's why we skip this part of a code. Next, it goes to the next statement, else if weather is rainy, and it was rainy, so this condition is true. That's why it executed this print statement. Soccer is cancelled, and it will never reach the last statement because it's already executed this one. You can add as many else if conditions as you want. Let's add one more on the same level with all else if. We add another L if the weather equals snowy. What if it's snowing? We can print go skiing. Go skiing. Run it and say it's snowy, and it will reply as go skiing. So the first condition is false. It will skip to the next condition. Next condition is false. We go to the next else if condition, and it's true. That's why it printed out as go skiing. Now let me enter it's stormy. Enter. So what happened now? So it was checking through all of the conditions, and all of those conditions were false. That's why it went to the last point, it's the else conditions. If everything is false, then it will go to the else condition. That's why we see stay home. Okay, so now I'll save this example, and I'll give you one more example. I'll create a new Trinket, and I'll give you another example with numbers. Then we want to check some numbers. Previously we were checking strings. Strings is a text. Text is a string. We were checking a text. Now, if you want to compare some numbers as part of your if-else statement, you need to use an integer operator. Integer means number. Okay, let's say we ask to enter user age. Age equals input, enter your age. To convert it to a number, we're adding additional function before input, and it's called int. int, round brackets, open, then input, enter your age is inside, and then we close the round brackets. Round brackets always go in pairs. You remember, if you have opening round bracket, it should be closing round bracket as well. Now we convert it to a number, and we can create another if-else statement using a number. Let's say you want to sign up for a credit card, but there is a condition. You can only sign up if your age is more than 18. So now if age more or equals of 18, colon, print, you can sign up. You can sign up. Else, if your age is less than 18, print, you have to be 18 plus. Now let's test it out. I'm running, and here I need to enter my age, let's say 21. 21 is more than 18, that's why we can see you can sign up. What if I enter 13? 13 is less than 18, that's why it executed as the else statement. Okay, same way you can extend this program adding else if, age. Let's say if our age less than 0, so we've entered a negative number, we will print a different message saying you have not been born yet. Let's test it out. So now I enter -1, and we can see you have not been born yet. So once again, if you need to compare the numbers, make sure you use int function. It will convert whatever you've entered into the number. Because computers are not that smart, you need implicitly tell them this is a number. And you use it the same way. If age more or equals, if age less than something else. Then you're creating the if-else statement, make sure you don't forget colon, and all the code after that is shifted, indented. It means it belongs to this particular if, else if, or else statement. Now let's move to our final and more complex example. I'll name it Restaurant Survey. We will create a Python program that conducts a restaurant feedback survey. This survey will have different outcomes based on the answer provided by the user. We will be using if, else, and else-if statements. We will start with welcoming our participants. So first of all, I'll print a welcome message. I'll print a welcome message saying welcome to the restaurant survey. Next, we will ask the first question. It will be yes or no question. So let's ask if user liked our restaurant. Question 1 equals input. And we will ask, next we will create if-else statement to check the responses. If question 1 equals yes, so we like our restaurant, we will print a message saying great, that you like the restaurant. Else, if they didn't like the restaurant, or they typed anything else, we will print a different message. We are sorry to hear what you didn't like the restaurant. Now, moving on back to the yes path. Actually, you can create if statements inside the if statements, and we can extend the yes path, adding the more conditions under it. If the user asked yes, we will ask them additional questions. So let's ask them what exactly they liked. So we will create another question too. Input. And we ask them what exactly they liked. And we give them 3 choices: food, atmosphere, or staff. So now we will continue to build upon the responses, and if we like food, we will ask more about the food. If I liked atmosphere or stuff, we will ask more about that. So if question 2 equals food, we will ask another question. Let's ask another question 3, and we will ask them more about what exactly they liked in the food. Next, I'm going back to the same level with this if, and else if question 2 they answered they liked atmosphere, I'll ask them question 4 to clarify what exactly they liked about the atmosphere in the restaurant, and if they liked the stuff, we're adding another else if statement. And asking question 5 to clarify more about the stuff. And we will have a final else statement. What if I entered something else rather than food, atmosphere or stuff? We will print a different print statement and thank them for sharing a feedback. So we can expand on this part and ask them even more questions. But for now I will expand our food section and I'll add an additional question after that. So I'm going to ask them a question to rank a food. So question 6, we are asking the user to rank our food. And as the food ranking is the number, we expect a number from 1 to 5. Make sure you use the int before the input to convert it to the number. Now adding if statement, and if the number user entered more than 4, we expect it as a positive feedback and print. And we will print a message saying thank you for the positive feedback. Else, if our review wasn't positive, we will print a different message. Now let's move back to the else condition and handle the case where they didn't like the restaurant. We want to hear their feedback and provide a response. So we extending our else condition. So basically this is the question 1 for the question 1. And we add additional question. So now it's a question 7 input. And we will ask to give a restaurant rating, and we are asking to enter the number from 0 to 10. So basically we need to convert it to the number, adding the integer before our input and closing bracket. We expect the user to enter the number, and if our question 7, the number they entered is more than 5, we will print a message and say thank you for the feedback. Else, if we entered the number less than 5, we will print a different message saying we are sorry to hear we didn't like the restaurant. So now let's test it out. And first of all, we see a welcome message, and then we have our first yes/no question. And let me answer no first. It will be a shorter way. So I've answered no, and next we see a print message saying sorry you didn't like the restaurant, and after that it is asking us to give a rating. As for rating, I'll say 4, and it basically should go to the else statement, as the 4 is less than 5. And yes, we see sorry. We are sorry to hear what you didn't like the restaurant. Okay, let's run it once again. And this time I will enter yes to the first question. And now it will ask me an additional question to clarify what exactly I like, food, atmosphere or staff. I will enter food because we've added the most questions here. I say food. I like food. Now it is asking me to give me more details what exactly I like about the food, and I say I liked coffee. Now it will move to the next question and ask me to give a rating for the food. And let me enter 5. I liked my coffee, so I'll enter 5. And it is more than 4, that's why we can see thank you for the positive feedback. And here you have it. So don't forget to save it. So we've created a Python program for a restaurant feedback survey with different outcomes based on participants' answer. We used if, else and elif statements to make the survey interactive and engaging. So now is the time for the challenge. First of all, create a new Trinket and name it Challenge 2. In this Trinket, your task is to craft an engaging questionnaire or survey on a topic you find exciting. It could be any topic. Start your quest with a simple yes or no question. It's the first step where participants make a big decision. In the next level of questions, go beyond this yes or no. Each possible answer should provide at least 3 different choices. Similar what we've done in a restaurant survey example. Your code should have if, and else statements to manage both multiple paths. You also need to use input function to collect answers to your questions from participants. Depending on the answer provided, your program should offer various outcomes and recommendations. Remember, you need to use if, and else statements to guide your program in different directions. This is how you make your survey or questionnaire dynamic and responsive. The more creative and engaging your questionnaire is, the more points you can earn in this challenge. Make it fun, unique and something that everyone will enjoy. I'm waiting for your programs. Bye! And if you've noticed the water background during this video, don't worry, it's just my water tank doing its best impression